camera is a little tilted. Deal with it. I'm going to make you watch me undress as I talk about my week. First of all, for those of you who didn't watch last week's video, which is everyone watching this video, Frodo, I'm going to start with that, just so that you don't understand what I'm talking about. So, I asked Frodo out. Well, actually, no. My bad, I didn't ask her out, but she showed up, and, okay, it was bugging me a little bit, shut up. But Frodo showed up, and I figured New Year's is way past. No point in bringing it up, right? She asked about New Year's. She asked us what New Year's was like at our restaurant. And so, you know, someone else was there talked to her about, like, how much we were talking about how much everybody made, blah, blah, blah. They're like, oh, I pulled at 500, you know, blah, blah, pulled 500. She's like, oh, I got 200, blah, blah. And I'm like, I got 100. That's about how much I made on that day. But, anyways, I'm getting too sucked up in that conversation, but, like, you know, they had that brief conversation, the other girl walked away, and then I'm like, since then, we were talking about New Year's anyways, it's a perfect time to bring up that thing that I mentioned in the last video that you would know about if you had already seen it. So I said that thing that I had practiced saying before, and actually, was it last? Yeah, it was. So I said the thing that I had practiced saying, and she was like, dude, I would have been so down, and I was so happy, and I'm like, ride this momentum, ride it. And I was like, you know, my uncle once told me, pause, by the way, my uncle did not tell me this. This is actually a theory I noticed on my own. This is just based off of years of observing other people and how they interact, and a few of my interactions. But when you tell people that, they're less likely to believe you. So I'll often just say, like, my uncle told me, or my friend once told me, or something. And then for some reason, everyone automatically believes the theory. There. If you say that an older person told you, then they're like, yeah, that makes sense. So anyways, I went up to her and I was like, you know, I was told by my uncle that if you never tell a woman she's beautiful, she starts to feel ugly. And if you tell her every single day, then she'll stop believing you and start to feel ugly. And she was just sitting there listening to me, nodding her head like, And then I said, you women are way too difficult. And she starts laughing, and I'm like, it's a good thing men are horny, otherwise this species would have died long ago. And she just, like, bust a gut. Like, literally, her intestines just explode out of her stomach all over the floor. I'm not even joking. It happened. I'm going to jail in 3 days for unintentional manslaughter, accidental manslaughter, whatever. I'm joking, of course. Her guts did not actually spill. She exploded with laughter, high-fived me, said, so true. So true. And then I stepped up close to her and I put my hand on her back and I was like, so I'm only going to say this like once or twice a month just so that you don't get tired of hearing me say it. But the truth is, I think you look amazing every time I see you. And you know what? That shit actually worked. She was like, oh. And then she hugged me, and it's like she squeezed really tight, and it lasted 7 seconds. Normally, like, she'll hug everybody, like, when she says hello. And so, like, I've hugged her before, but it'll be like 1 or 2 seconds. There was this one time when it lasted 3 entire seconds. This one lasted 7. It was a 7-second hug. She initiated it, she squeezed tight, and held on for 7 damn seconds. That's more than twice the record, man. 7 seconds. I sound like a fucking teenager right now. But anyways, so yeah. She said I made her day. And there's a small part of me wondering, like, is that like a hint that she's into me? Or is that just like she's had a horrible life and no one ever compliments her? And that's why it means so much. Because I feel like I've had women that when I compliment them, they look at me like, ugh, thanks, I guess. Like, they're disgusted by it. And it might just be because they're disgusted by me. Because, like me, I've tried to do, like, nice deeds. Like, hey, walk up to a total stranger and tell her she looks beautiful. You know how many times I've done that? The majority of the time, the reaction is 1 or 2 things. Either they're afraid or they're creeped out. Some, so for her to have that kind of reaction, I feel like that positive of reaction, does that somehow correlate to positive feelings for me? Or is it just that's the type of person she is and the type of life she's had? You know, she's a happy person who loves being complimented but has been underappreciated. Who knows? It might have nothing to do with me. I actually went home and I talked to my therapist about it. I sent her an email. So she strongly disagreed with me. There was a huge argument. I'm the one who asked, like, am I in the right place to be dating? And she's like, I don't think either of you should be. And I kind of actually agreed with her. But there was this visceral reaction when she basically told me don't do it, or at least like that's what I felt like. I just realized I stopped undressing. I need to keep doing that. But she basically told me like, yeah, don't do it. You're right, you're not ready for it, and she might not be ready for it either based on what you've told me about her. And I basically just said, fuck you, bitch, you don't control my life. I didn't say those exact words. But like there was this back and forth that was going on for a while. And it's weird, it felt less like therapist and patient and more like I was a teenager having an argument with my mother, which I think for some people that might freak them out, but for me it felt strangely good to be able to have that kind of a disagreement with her. And I would later apologize for my anger, because like I know she was saying it because she just wants to lead me like in the right direction, wants me to make smart choices for my life. And this, honestly, it's not a smart choice, but like this is a feeling that I just can't fight. It's a feeling that I legitimately haven't had in a while. When I'm with her, I don't know, I just feel like myself. I don't know any way to explain it. I don't understand why. But when I'm around Frodo, I just feel like I can be me. I'm not afraid to talk. I don't care who else around. I can just go up and be like, hey, what's up, Frodo? How your weekend going? How your kids? What's up, girl? I don't actually talk like that, but just see, I'm more comfortable with her than I am with this camera. But I don't ever know what to say, but somehow the right words just seem to come out, and I keep making her laugh. Something feels right about this. And like the fact that I was willing to like sit there and just have that argument, just asking my therapist for permission to ask this girl out. So it tells me two things. First of all, like I must really like this girl. Because if otherwise I wouldn't have been that angry at someone telling me like I couldn't even like ask her for a date. Because let's be honest, we don't know for sure that she would ever actually say yes. And even if she did say yes, there's no guarantee we'd get a second one. But anyways, there's this whole rabbit hole you can go down to with what ifs and not whatnot. But I'm just saying, like the fact that I'm willing to argue this strongly just for permission to ask her out means like there's something there, like this, and it's something real. And then, on top of that, the fact that, the fact that I'm willing to argue this point with my therapist means that she must have gained at least some of my respect. Otherwise, why would I bother arguing? I'd just say, yes, ma'am, you're right, and then do it behind her back anyways. But, I kind of wanted her blessing, because I know she's right. And I don't know, I felt the need to convince her to just look at it from my perspective. Because, I think I asked her about it because I know that this is the right choice, and I wanted her to reinforce it. But then hearing someone else tell me, no, you can't be with her, I was like, fuck you, we're gonna run away and live together forever. And then, doesn't matter anyways, because I haven't seen her since. Haven't even seen her walk by, not seen her face at all, not once. But, I forgot to mention, it's actually 12:20 right now. I got home super early. Yeah, 12:20. For those of you who have been here for a long time, this is only the second time that I've ever clocked out of work before midnight on a Saturday. A lot of Saturdays I'll be there at 2 in the morning still. This one I left like quarter to 12. And but yeah, I haven't seen her since. Got my W-2s, so we're gonna look into doing taxes this weekend. I'm gonna go ahead and get it done early, and hopefully I don't know if I'm gonna get an actual refund. We'll see. But because like I looked at my thing, I made $24,000 this year. Last year, 2018. Wait, this is 20? Yeah, I made $24,000 in 2018, which is 2,000 more than I made last year. Unfortunately, looking at how much money I make per month plus business expenses and whatnot, barely made a profit this year. I made about just under $2,000 in profit this year. So I spent almost exactly as much money as I made. So yeah. And honestly, something's bothering me because like the copyrights came in. I should be happy about that. Book 1 is done. I should be happy about that. The autobiography, I don't know if it's quite award-winning yet, but it's close enough. Like, it's close to the best I can do. Like, I'm going to finish this last edit and then maybe just reskim through one more time for some things. But, like, I should be excited, and I don't know. I just lost that feeling. That loving feeling. It's mostly, I'm half joking, but I don't know. I lost the passion and the inspiration. Right now, the thing I care about most in the world is Frodo. Also, work just keeps pissing me off. That's one good thing. Like, you can always count on people at work to piss you off. Because every now and then someone just makes me so angry that I'm like, ooh, I've got to publish that book tonight just to get the fuck away from you. Let's go get that money. And I was talking about my book. Oh yeah, I was talking about work. Dude, there are some people at work that just fucking suck. No, just legitimately. The only thing worse than an idiot is an idiot who thinks they're a genius. So many things to complain about there, I don't even know where to start. But yeah, I'm doing good. I'm feeling happier than normal. And that scares the living shit out of me. Because hope and happiness, all this positive emotions, those can quickly turn right around to despair at the drop of a dime. And I'm worried that when I come down from this high, that when I'm on cloud 9 right now, if I fall through that cloud, it's a long fall to the ground, and it's gonna hurt like hell. Could even kill me. You never know. I mean, it's a pretty big fall. But I don't know. Like I said, I feel good for now, and I'm gonna just try to enjoy the feeling good. And we'll just see where it all goes. Sorry, my boss just texted me. But yeah. Oh, I completely forgot I was gonna do that. I just looked at I had notes on my phone. Apparently I have more to talk about anyways, but my boss asked me when did you leave, and I said yesterday. I mean, technically it's true. I mean, we left 11:45 Saturday night. It's 12:28 Sunday morning. But yeah, I was gonna talk. The whole Kevin Hart situation, the entire, the internet has a bad history of going, like back into people's past and digging things up. I've got a lot of things on the internet that I'm not necessarily proud of. Like I've got a bunch of defunct YouTube channels that the only reason I haven't deleted them is because I forgot the password. So yeah, there's some shit up there that someone's gonna drag up. And first of all, let me just say, I used to be an idiot for much of my life. We all were. I think we should be allowed to grow and change. Like with the whole Kevin Hart situation. Why are we bringing up something that, happened more than a decade ago, that he apologized for multiple times, not only when it happened, but in years after that it was brought up. He's been apologizing, and now someone just keeps feeling the need to drag it up again. So I'm just going to go ahead and say now some of my Me Too stories, because it might come to light. I've been called a stalker on multiple occasions. I've had the authorities called on me. Sorry, I am in an uncomfortable position, so I'm moving around. But yeah, I've actually been called a stalker and sent to it and been reported to authority figures. However, I will say, much of the issues I've had when I was young were just miscommunications. There was only one specific instance where I can say yes, 100%, I was definitely in the wrong. I am sorry that I did it. I would take it back if I could. But even that, I don't think it's like the worst thing ever. It's the worst thing I've ever done, but it's not the absolute worst thing a person could do. I licked a girl's elbow on a dare. And she was disgusted by it, and we just, I got ISS for that. And like I said, totally wrong. You should never lick anybody without their permission. But like I said, I was wrong. I know I shouldn't have done it. There have been times in my past, of course. I was a teenager. I've used a lot of sexist language in my past. I've used some homophobic language in my past. I've used anti-Semitic language in my past. And all of those times, it was me just not understanding what it meant, just kind of mirroring what those around me were saying. And as far as the stalking issue, a lot of that was just miscommunications, and the times that I was reported to authorities, there were 3 times where an authority figure was told that, and I got in trouble for supposedly harassing this girl. However, she had never actually said anything to me. Because that is one thing. If you tell me point blank to leave you alone, I will. But there were 3 different instances where she would smile to my face and act like we're friends, and then as soon as I walk away, she complained about me. And like I said, there was no actual words said to it. Looking back on it as an adult, there might have been indications of this, but it was never once directly said to me, hey, you are bothering me, you're making me feel uncomfortable, leave me alone. I noticed their body language or attitude changed. Retroactively looking back, I noticed that their attitude towards me changed. But in the moment, I did not realize that. And if I had realized that, I might not necessarily have known what it meant. So those 3 occasions, I'm talking with this person, thinking everything's normal, fine, hunky dory, and then suddenly I get called in and being told this person says you are harassing them. And so in those 3 specific instances, I'm like, if I had been told by this person that my advances were unappreciated, I would have backed off. There seems to have been a lack of communication on their part. Some reason every woman on the planet seems to assume that I'm just gonna rape them, and she's too afraid to just say no directly, because then I'll just go ahead and attack her then. Well, no, anytime that a woman has told me, hey, back off, I backed off. And I'm not gonna lie, there have been many times where Like for me, I'm not good at recognizing another human being's boundaries. Multiple times throughout my life, I have accidentally gone too far with someone and they're like, hey, slow down, buddy. And I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm back. I will back away. Like you tell me like where your boundary, where your borders are, and I will not cross them without your permission. So the people that were like they never once said anything to let me know I was they were uncomfortable. I mean that I was making them uncomfortable. So that's what those instances were. It was just them never directly saying to me that this is what it was. They dropped hints hoping that I would get it, and when I didn't get it, instead of being honest with me, they went directly to the top. Also, there was this one time when I was in gym class surrounded by boys where I showed them my dick. They all dared me to do it. And I got in trouble not because they were complaining about it, but because they were bragging. They were like, dude, you won't believe it. He totally showed his dick. No, for real though. And then the teacher just happened over here and he's like, you can't show your dick. I'm suspending you. So there's that. A bunch of guys in 6th grade saw my dick. And then there was another time in high school where I actually hadn't, I'll show you that. I shouldn't have took my shirt off. But you know how they did, in the 90s, I don't know, like they'd have the shirt, right? And then they just pull it up like that, kind of make it like a bra, like that. I did that. And a girl complained, and like it was at a band function and I was sent home. So there's that. Like I didn't think it was a big deal, but that's actually the first time I've done that with my shirt since that happened. So apparently it was a big deal to her. She didn't appreciate seeing my fat belly. Whatever. I have a past. It's not perfect. It is littered with negative things. But, the first thing I'll say is, I'm not a perfect person. There's many things I wish I didn't do. I don't, throughout the majority of my life, I'd say 97% of the human beings I have met, I have never once intentionally done something hoping to hurt them. So, hopefully, so I'm going to just say it right now. I'm sorry for the mistakes of the past. I have grown as a person and will hopefully continue to grow as a person. Also, I just wanted to say, I've actually thought this for a while, but I've been waiting for the perfect opportunity to say it. But fuck it, I'm just going to say it right now. If I was ever on the Bachelor, it wouldn't be like the ABC show. It would be more like some of the Fox shows, like Joe Millionaire, where they had like a guy who makes nothing. He's like a farmer, and then they pretend he's a millionaire. Except they wouldn't have to do that with me. Like, I'm just gonna tell you right away, I'm broke as hell, baby. You wanna come fuck? I wouldn't actually do that. But like, what I would do, for one thing, I would definitely make sure we have a diverse cast. Because that's something that with me and my friends, we don't actually watch The Bachelor, or The Bachelorette either, but we pay close attention to it because it's like a horror movie. You want to know how long until the black person dies. So first episode, we're like, okay, this is the lineup, where's the black one? Okay, 13 episodes. I got 8, I'll say 6. Nah. Gonna make it to the final 2. Oh, come on. The black one never makes it to the final 2. It's gonna make it to the final 2. So for me, if we have 25 people, we're gonna have 5 of them black, 5 of them Asian, 5 of them Latino, 5 of them white, and then just 5 wild cards. They can be whatever. And then, cause I know 100% if I show up and there's 25 black people, I'm gonna be like, you all racist. Bye. And don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with black women. I love black women. I love them. I love some thick, juicy, luscious black lips. I do. I really do. There are a lot of black men who I find attractive. because they got those thick, juicy, luscious lips. Okay, I like my lips like I like my ass. I like them real thick and juicy. I'm just saying, like, it upsets me that I am expected by many people of many different colors will look at me and think, oh, you're a black guy, you can only date black women, and that's it. I'm like, I should be allowed to want whoever I want. Megan Fox, she's fine. Megan Good, she's fine. All of the Megans, they all hot, okay? Like, why can't I be attracted to both? Like, is Keke Palmer hot? Yes. But that doesn't mean I can't also think Taylor Swift is hot. Like, why does it have to be one or the other? So anyways, like, on my version of The Bachelor, you know what we're going to be doing for a lot of the things? We're going to have, like, we're going to have we're going to have gaming tournaments where we play, like, Tekken, Gran Turismo, Need for Speed. We're going to play, I've actually never played Mario Kart. It might be fun. We're going to show them how to play SSX. We're going to play Madden. You know, we're going to have karaoke nights. We're going to watch anime. We are going to have nights where we just sit there and, like, binge one of my favorite shows. I'll watch some of those classic movies. Wait, now that I think about it, anime, karaoke, video games, this whole show can take place in Japan. You know, a lot of people say they were born in the wrong era. Me, I was born in the wrong country. I never did finish undressing. I got lazy. My pants are still on. And for those who were here last week, which, as of right now, none of you, still 0 views on that video. Got about, like a third of a quart of bean dip left. And, you know, just like 8 or 9/10 of a quart of nacho cheese left. It's more than I thought would be left. But once again, if you go back and watch the other video that you didn't look at, you'll see. You'll see. You'll see. You'll see. You will see. You'll see. You'll see.